Hey guys, welcome back to G-Made CNC. Excuse the noise, I got the lathe running and the mill at the same time. So it gave me some chance to get this project going. What we're going to be building today is a 9-foot work table, and half of it will be a welding table, the other half will be a work area. I'll bring you guys inside to show you a rendering of what I'm coming up with. Now the project may vary from the drawing a little bit. You know, as you start building stuff, you start seeing new things you want to add to it. But yeah, I figured I'd take you along this journey with me and show you what I'm up to. So let's go inside and I'll show you the rendering. Alright, so this is the general idea. This side here will be for welding, and this will be like a butcher block top. The bottom here, not sure what type of wood I'm going to use for this. The bottom, and then I'll have a shield wrap around for when I'm actually welding, and that will be able to come on and off depending on what I'm doing. This over here, I'm actually going to put my chop saw, mount that to it, and then I'll have a bar going across the center here, so I'll be able to feed stock from one side straight through. It'll be supported. But yeah, that's generally it. Like I said, this is just a rough drawing. As I start building, I'm going to foresee more options to put things and etc. You know, so but I just wanted to give you a general idea of where we were starting and what it was going to look like, and I guess we'll go from there. So let's get started. Okay, got them all cut up, all ground. Now what I'll do is just we'll clean up this area here so I can work like a gentleman, and we'll get the frame set up and start welding them. So let me get this cleaned up and we'll get back to it. So we got that all just tacked up right now. I'll flip it over and we'll square it up and then tack the other side before we go and weld everything solid. Alright, got the upper and lower framework assembled and all welded together, and I got the casters on. So what we'll do is get this thing down off here, and we'll get it on the floor, and then I'll take some measurements and figure out what kind of height that I want this bench to be at for myself. Alright, so let's get this thing down. Alright, we got it down, it's all level. That one there. We got the 4 uprights cut. I opted to go with 37 and a half inch high is going to be the top of the table. So these lengths were 27 and a half long. So from the floor to the top of the 2-inch that's going to sit on top of here will give me 37 and a half inches. So we're going to get these uprights squared and get all leveled in, welded in, and then we'll get the top welded on. Then from there we'll go with the center braces and stuff. Alright, kind of got in the flow of things and jumped ahead. We got the top welded on, and I got all these cross braces and the center uprights all cut and trimmed up. I just got to mark them out, grind up, the upper and lower, and get them welded in. For the top of the welding area, I'm going to be using this piece of, I think it's 3/16 steel. It was actually the base for that on the pallet. So when I got it all apart, I found this on the bottom of the pallet, and so I just kept it, and it's going to work out perfect for up here. So we'll have some center cross braces, to it to strengthen it up. But yeah, let me get these welded in, and then we'll figure out how we're going to get this attached. Alright, we got all the supports in. They're only just tack welded right now. This here is just to take up extra space, honestly, because this plate came up a little short. Only came up to here, which is fine. So I just welded in this pocket here, so put whatever screws, tape measure, pencils, pens, whatever, little storage area. So I'm gonna get the rest of this all welded up, and then we'll get the top put on and welded in. Alright, top's all welded in. It's flush all the way around. It's that little cavity I was telling you about for pencils, pens, whatever. Anything rolls off the table, this will catch it. Next I'm going to be welding in these corner braces here. And then I got some supports going across this to support the wood for the lower base here on both sides. And then I got these going in for the butcher block top that's going in. And that's what this wood is here for. Got to rip this down and then just start assembling it. So it'll be, I believe it's 1.5 inches thick butcher block. Be sitting flush with this for this whole area. Nice surface to be beaten on, So let me get those welded in and get the upper supports on, and then I'll probably jump on the butcher block from there. Alright, I got the all the wood cut up for the butcher block. I'm just cutting strips right now. Now I gotta get that all glued together. So let's get this together and then we'll get back to it. Alright, I got the butcher block started. This first piece, just letting it dry so I can keep putting the strips on. And it's literally glue, screw, glue, screw. So it's going to take a little while. But we got the center braces and these end supports support the butcher block. The lower corner tabs for the lower piece that's going to go on. I'm going to put probably 2 strips through here to support the center. So we'll get those done and I'll get back on this. Alright, I got all the lower supports on. Just sitting back just looking at it and just looking at the Tormach, and I remembered I had these shields from the original setup before I got the enclosure. So they actually fit pretty good. What I'm going to do is slice it straight down here and weld this and this part together and get rid of the center. And then I started cutting off the lip, that lower lip, and I'll get that cut off all the way around. It'll be a nice little backsplash, stop any of the welds from flying on the other side. And this whole area in the front will be open for long pieces, so I think it'll work out pretty good. It'll be just bolted on, so if I decide I don't want it or I need it off for a bigger project, I can just take 2 or 3 screws out and comes right off. So I'm gonna get this cut up, and when I get it together, get back to it. Alright, we got that all chopped up. Just gotta now weld it. Fits good. That's what's left of the old backsplash. And then I'll either mark out these holes or I might drill new ones. And then drill, and I don't know if I'll drill and tap this or maybe I'll weld a bolt in. Not too sure. But yeah, probably 4 bolts. More than enough to hold it on there. If I ever have to take it off, just take out the 4 bolts. So let me get this welded up and we'll get it back on there. Alright, I got this all welded up. Okay, pretty good. Butcher block's almost done. Once this is done drying, I'll get these 2, one on either end. And then I just gotta trim it up. Just rip it down here on either side. I made it a little longer so I can get a good fit, and we'll get that in. Went ahead and got plywood. It's 3/4 inch plywood down the bottom there. Fits nice and tight. Our next step is to just drill a couple holes, and I'm gonna weld in nuts flush, and then grind the tops of them, clean them up, and then I'll be able to just put bolts, 5 of them. So if I ever need to take this off, come off with these. So we'll get that done. We'll get back to it.